Today we are going to hear from our church historian, Fritz Crabb, who's going to share with us how the joy of legacy giving lives on well past the time that we breathe our last to empower the joyful ministry of this church for years and years to come. So thank you, Fritz, for offering us our stewardship moment this day.
Good morning. You know, this morning I'm going to share one simple definition, my definition of stewardship, and it is just one word, and that word is caring. As Christians, we're called to care about all God's creation. We're sitting here today because our forefathers cared. They cared about this church. They cared about our community. They cared about all God's creation, animals, plants, natural resources. As your church historian, I'm continually uncovering acts of caring, people who left a legacy that far outlived them and has been passed down to us to enjoy and to benefit from. The idea of legacy was recently brought home to me when I discovered a small 6 by 3.5 inch booklet inscribed on the front, subscriptions for building a congregational church in Grand Rapids, G. Utley Collector. Inside was an alphabetical list of pledges ranging from $25 to $3,000. It contains the familiar names of many of Park's founders: Hollister, Haldane, Sweet, Gilbert, and Withy. Now remember, in those days, the average wage was about $600, and the buying power was about $20 to our $1. That means those pledges were in the range of $500 to $60,000. Their caring legacy, the caring of generations that followed them, gave us this beautiful sanctuary with its unparalleled Tiffany windows and outstanding carved altar. I just discovered another example of legacy gifts as I researched the children's altar. The gift of the angel window was commissioned by Ellen Baker, Park's flower lady for over 40 years. The wooden sculpture by Alice Lang who also carved our Welcoming Christ, was donated by a Mrs. Mel Gilland, whose name appears nowhere else I have found in our records. Sometimes, however, a legacy gift is not something material. Returning to the children's altar, the angel window was designed by Ruby Ferris, who grew up right here at Park. She was an adopted daughter of one of the founders of our church, William, aka Deacon Haldane. The deacon gave, never seeing how the simple gift of caring for this one woman in need would impact Park well beyond his lifetime. By the way, Deacon Haldane was given that name because he was a deacon for 50 years. I invite any deacon who wishes to beat that record to please raise your hand, and the ushers will take you out and get you the mental help you need. I could go on about the material and financial gifts that help beautify our church and help build an endowment that maintains this building. I could also mention the work of the ladies of the church who helped found the Union Benevolent Association, which we now know as Butterworth Spectrum, and the Santa Claus girls, whose continuing work over the years has impacted tens of thousands of children. The rest of this list of legacy gifts would take much longer than we have today, and indeed it would take more than one whole church service. The bottom line is that all of those who preceded us heeded the call to care, and were they here today, they would implore us to continue that caring. Let me close by repeating a slogan used by the Grand Rapids Study Club, a group of African American women who were not allowed to take jobs that befitted their intelligence and their education. It was a very simple slogan: row, don't drift. How are we at Park to continue to row? The answer is very simple. We must continue to care by sharing our time, talent, and treasure to build a community and a church for our future generations, a future some of us might not see, but is important. Thank you, and please consider how you can care to continue to build this Christian community. Thank you.